Hello everybody and welcome back to the Kidney Care YouTube channel. As always, I'm your host Binderman, and today I'm bringing you into my kitchen because we are going to be going over how to make my favorite high protein egg muffins. Okay, so buckle up, it's gonna be a good ride today. But first off, I want you to preheat your oven to 350, okay? Next, I want you to get your favorite muffin tin because we're gonna be using that. And these muffins are gonna be individual, so it's something that you can kind of, package and, store separately throughout the week so you don't have to eat it all at once. But a few simple ingredients that I want you to keep in mind. Eggs, right? We gotta have eggs for egg muffins, right? The next ingredient. I have these frozen bell peppers and onions that I bought from Trader Joe's. You can get these pretty much at any grocery store in the frozen food section. Just make sure when you read the ingredients, there's no added salt or anything, but do not sleep on frozen veggies because they work just as good as a real one. But if you want to get an onion or a bell pepper and cut that up fresh and then use that for the muffins, that's totally fine too. But for convenience factor, sometimes these are easy to just pull out of the freezer, pinch a couple in, and call it good, okay? The other ingredient is Mrs. Dash, or your other favorite salt-free seasoning or blend that you have at home. And then a little bit of olive oil non-cooking spray or any other non-cooking spray that you can spray in the pan before. And then the extra bonus item, okay, and something that I recommend, something that you don't have to use, but using a little bit of extra chicken, right? Because what's chicken good for? Protein. And what do dialysis patients need a lot of? Protein. So adding a little bit more chicken can kind of make these higher protein egg muffins a little bit more higher protein in addition to that. And then kind of like I mentioned earlier, I've got some chopped onions that I cut up. Just a little something extra that I wanted to include in there. But the simple setup, and I'm gonna point the screen down, and I've already done pretty much most of the work for time purposes for this video. You can thank me later for that. But first thing I want you to do is spray each little muffin container with the non-cook spray. It'll work without it, but it might stick to the edges, so it's best to cook or to use a little non-cooking spray. Next, I want you to break one egg and add it to each little muffin tin. All right. So each little muffin only has one egg. Next, what I want you to do is add a little bit of your bell peppers and onions to each. Okay. I'm also gonna add a little bit of onion that I chopped up just because I love to spice things up a little bit. Last but not least, I've got my chicken that I cut up into little fine pieces. Add that. And then last but not least, get your salt-free seasoning and kind of sprinkle on top. Now, what I want you to do is get a fork and just slowly start to break up the egg yolk in there. And what this will do is it'll help kind of disperse out the ingredients so it cooks a little bit more evenly. But these muffins are really good for breakfast in the morning. If you have a couple of them, it's a great way to get an extra, or start off the day with 20 grams of protein. If you're doing hemodialysis and you have treatment in the morning or afternoon, you can eat it as a pre-dialysis snack if you guys eat snacks, or maybe a treat after dialysis when you get home and you're a little hungry. But once that is done, once you've mixed it up, what I want you to do is put it into the oven, and we're gonna cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes. We'll check and see at about the 20-minute mark what they're looking like. But stay tuned and I'll show you what they look like in a sec. You ready to take these bad boys out? Get your oven mitt on. Woo. They look pretty good. When you take them out of the oven, let them sit for about 10 to 15 minutes and let them cool off. I put them in the oven for about 20 minutes. I took them out at 20 minutes. They weren't perfectly golden on top, so I put it in for an extra 5. That 25 minutes was absolutely perfect. Once they cool off, you can put them in a container and keep them for up to a week. Or if you'd like to individually package them and put them in your freezer so you can use them as needed, that will work just as fine too. But give these a shot. I hope you guys try it. Always take your binders when you eat your muffins. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. And I'll talk to you all super soon. Peace.